Picture a candlelit ballroom in Paris around 1760. A woman crosses the room in a wide silk gown, and before she has spoken a single word, the whole room knows she is playful, available, and in the mood to flirt. She broadcasts this using nothing but a tiny black velvet dot resting at the corner of her mouth. To modernize, this looks like a simple beauty mark. To a contemporary suitor who had learned this silent language as carefully as he learned to dance, that dot was a highly articulate message. This was 18th century Europe, an era where a woman's life was strictly managed by fathers, husbands, and rigid social codes. Openly expressing desire or pursuing a romantic interest was forbidden. To bypass this censorship, women turned a simple scrap of fabric into a covert, subversive vocabulary that allowed them to speak without parting their lips. Before the patch became a tool for communication, it served as a desperate medical cover-up. Faces of the era were often ravaged by a trio of skin-destroying conditions. Smallpox left deep, pitted scars, syphilis caused open lesions, and the fashionable white face paint of the day, thickened with toxic lead, gradually ate away at the wearer's flesh. This created a cruel cycle. The more lead paint a woman used to look beautiful, the more damage she caused, requiring even more makeup to hide the results. A small, round piece of black fabric pressed over a blemish offered an easy fix. The beauty patch began as a bandage of shame and vanity, designed to hide physical trauma from the public eye. During the Rococo era, cultural tastes pivoted. High society began to adore softness and pretty imperfection, eventually deciding that a perfectly smooth, even face was actually a bit boring. The stark contrast of a dark spot against pale, powdered skin became charming. People with nothing to hide began wearing the dots anyway, finding that a well-placed mark made the face more interesting. These patches were crafted from fine black silk taffeta or soft velvet, chosen because they sat dark and rich against the skin. To stick them on, a woman used a dab of resin-based glue called mastic, or simply a touch of saliva. They were cut into hearts, diamonds, and stars, and crescent moons. A woman chose her shape the way we might select an emoji today, picking the symbol that matched her specific mood. By decorating a flawless face with a fake flaw, the patch transitioned from a tool of concealment to a method of deliberate speech. This map shows the strict geographic code of the face. A patch near the eye signaled passion. Moving it to the lip announced a playful coquette, while a spot on the forehead spoke of dignity. These little messages were carried in ornate silver patch boxes like this one. In the middle of a party, a woman might open her box, check the mirror in the lid, and reposition a patch in front of everyone. A performance to catch a specific suitor's eye. The code could even signal relationship status. An engaged woman might wear her patch on the left cheek, then move it to the right once she was married. This performative grammar allowed entire courtship rituals to take place in public, entirely bypassing the chaperones who did not know how to read the face. During the reign of Queen Anne in the early 1700s, this flirtations code was weaponized for national politics. England was split between the Tory and Whig parties. To show their loyalty, politically minded women wore their patches on the left or right side of the face, declaring their allegiance to the room before they said a word. In an era where women were disenfranchised, a piece of makeup became a campaign button, allowing them to cast a visible vote in the public square. The fashion eventually faded as the 18th century closed. Smallpox inoculations and vaccines spread across Europe, and the scars that had originally made the patches necessary became rare. As medical reality shifted, so did taste. The simpler, natural ideals of beauty made the heavily painted and dotted Rococo face look fuzzy and ridiculous. The vocabulary died out, but the instinct to use a facial mark for allure survived. We still see the ghost of this language in the single dark dot painted on by 20th century film stars and the modern phrase, beauty spot. We intuitively understand that a mark in the right place changes the story a face tells. The patches outlasted every critic and moralist because they gave people a way to say the unsayable. In a world where so many decisions were made for them, women used these dots to navigate their own social and political lives. The beauty patch was a masterpiece of subversion. It proved that a tiny black dot was a powerful voice, written on the one canvas a woman truly owned, her own face.